I'm Maureen Fiori and I'm from Fiori Flowers in Addlestone. I go to market several times a week, quite early in the morning, because I like to buy English flowers, and only the English growers only send to the markets. I like English partly because of loyalty to our country and I like to support it, but also the English flowers don't have to travel so far and they usually last that little bit longer, and certainly in the summer they're cheaper than many of the flowers that are imported. You get lovely colours and beautiful quality. But I do buy flowers from all over the world. When I was a young girl, the flowers were not nearly so adventurous in colours and styles and everything. We get beautiful, beautiful things. We do flowers for contract work. We deliver to offices and shops, and we do flowers for young men who are in love and young men who are sorry. Sorry bouquets, actually, we would be very sad to lose because it's quite a big part of our business, and young men very often spend a bit more money when they're sorry. Sadly, we do flowers as well for funerals, but we see this as a great privilege because it's the last message somebody sends to somebody they love. Those flowers speak a message to those people who are doing them, and very often when we turn up they cry because the pent-up emotion they felt, they see the flowers and they say what they've been trying to say. So that's a wonderful thing to do. But we often see a family right the way through, from the cradle to the grave. We see the new babies born, we see the grannies excited about being a granny. Sadly, we may actually do the flowers for that granny's funeral later on. We'll have seen the girl get married. I've been a florist for too many years to count. My mother was a florist and my sister was a florist. I once did, with my sister and I, we did a church where we knew the clergyman very well, and on the Sunday when people were leaving the church they said, "Oh Father, the flowers were beautiful," and he said, "Two girls whom I know really well did the flowers, but their mother, she could make flowers talk." I always loved that little story. We say we have the power of the flower because we can interpret messages with flowers. And it's not always the tropical flowers or the existing. Very often I'll go into market in even the winter or the summer, but some little grower up in Sussex or Norfolk will send in a box of something totally unusual, like a garden flower, and they're just lovely to bring back and add something extra to the flowers we send out. When you spend money on flowers, the cost is not always important. If you spend some money and somebody says to you, "Oh, they were lovely," but if somebody says, "Oh, they were wonderful, thank you so much," you might have spent the same amount of money, because if we give the customer what she likes, then you're going to get real pleasure out of it. So it's important to us to try and find what the customer would like. We had a gentleman come in one Saturday morning. He wasn't a young man in love, he was a married man of some years, but he started buying lots and lots of flowers, half the shop. And one of my team said, "What are you buying the flowers for?" He said, "I went to golf on Thursday and I'm going home this morning, and she said you better take a few more."